Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is down to a discount of 43%. That's record high. And that's because, look at this on the right there, Bitcoin is not doing so great either. 50% of wallets are actually in the red in terms of purchases. So if you look at the longevity of coins being purchased since Bitcoin's inception, 50% of those coins have been purchased and now are at a loss. That's a huge negative note for investors out there who probably purchased during like either one of the bull markets and are now sitting on a stack that's underwater. And that leads to different accounts in Bitcoin or different products in Bitcoin that aren't doing so hot either. So we have the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which I mentioned a second ago, is down at 43% discount. Of course, CoinDesk is now owned by DCG, so we'll make a little disclosure there. Why does this matter that this product is at a discount? Well, a lot of people have it in their 401k. That's the reason this trust product actually gained ground and why it's actually a bedrock of cryptos, because people had access to Bitcoin in their traditional brokerage account for the first time ever. So it's sort of like a very, it's a good metric to follow in terms of Bitcoin. So when it's trading at this high of a discount, you have to start asking questions and wonder what is next. And is everything okay? The one thing that really should be noted in this is the reason this is trading at a discount is because a lot of people thought this would be converted into a Bitcoin ETF. That has not happened because the SEC has not moved forward with allowing any Bitcoin ETFs. So we're still just waiting. I didn't see any hands go up. I'm going to throw it up to Zach, get some intelligent takes from you to start off Monday.
Could get worse. Orange coin could go further lower. You never know. Things could go south, and there's a lot of rumors swirling out there in the market right now that could indicate that more shoes are yet to drop. It's pretty wild times out here to see who's going to weather this storm and who is going to fold. And I think Bitcoin and those believers are watching closely. Again, I mean, this is the crypto industry. There was a nice piece, I think it was by Dan Kuhn and CoinDesk. There's the crypto industry, capital C, capital I, and there's crypto, capital C. And what we're seeing now is a huge contraction in the crypto industry where some bad players and those who have taken risky bets are now being punished for it. Crypto, just the thing itself, is probably going to chug along, and Bitcoin is probably the best example of that, right? Bitcoin, which is probably the, by far the leading decentralized asset in the market, is out there soldiering on, and it's going to soldier on for the foreseeable future, despite all the doom and gloom in the markets around some actors who are down quite badly. It is wild to watch, and I think people are very attuned to Twitter right now to see what's going to happen with Grayscale and others. And I think obviously the GBTC discount is pretty significant, as is the fact that more than 50% of Bitcoin holders are now a bit underwater. But yeah, things could go even lower. So be careful out there, everybody. Wendy, what's up with you? What do you got?
I just am very happy that I've been removing my funds off crypto exchanges just because there's so much FUD, there's so much drama. It's like every single time I log into Twitter, something new is happening. I will say that I don't really see a need for a product like GBTC. I just don't understand why we can't buy Bitcoin ourselves and custody it ourselves. And if the banks do want to come in and take a play on it, I don't understand why we need GBTC, but what do I know? I will see you guys at $10,000 Bitcoin and I will be vindicated.
Wow.
Wendy, I wanted to actually get your opinion. I don't know if you saw the CNBC article this morning that cited Grayscale's blog post. They are saying that despite consumer requests, they will not be showing proof of reserves because of security concerns, given what's going on. And I mean, how vocal you've been about exchanges showing proof of reserves. I want to know how you're feeling about that.
Okay, so I understand the security concern for it, but at the same time, we're operating in an industry that is built on transparency, that utilizes public ledgers. So we're kind of in this era where we're screaming, we don't want regulation. We don't want regulators to come in and do anything, but at the same time, we have this really great technology to be super transparent, and we're refusing to do that. To me, it's very problematic. I don't like it, and if an exchange is not going to showcase their proof of reserves, I don't have a link or transaction ID I can check on or address consistently, I won't be using the exchange. Period, point blank. Makes no sense for me, especially if I'm going to keep large amount of capital on an exchange.
I will say I will pipe up for Coinbase Custody shared some data this morning suggesting that that they were custodying a lot of assets behind the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So there is sort of some information about which assets are being held, though it is not a full proof of reserve. So I will point that out, that Coinbase Custody is out there saying that, here are the numbers behind both the Bitcoin Trust and the Ethereum Trust as it relates to the Grayscale products. But just throwing that in there.
But that's what all these other exchanges said, is they says your funds are safe, they're backed 1-to-1, and then they all file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So that's kind of my only gripe with that is, like, I can't take anybody's word for it. That's like rule number one, how I grew up. You can't take anybody's word for anything. Actions speak louder than words unless I see proof of transaction.
Trust people on the streets.
Not trying to FUD. Don't trust people on the streets, but do your own research.